Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Nation of Conversation. I'm your boy Champ. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today, this morning. Man, prime time Colorado Buffaloes, man, they had their first game last night. And well, we all know Travis Hunter, that's that boy, man. We just gonna keep it funky. Travis Hunter, that's that dude right there, man. Pure athlete, both sides of the ball, man. That's a unicorn. Dude is just crazy. You see them touchdown catches he was making. They was letting him push off on a couple. I'm gonna be honest. A couple of them he pushed off on a little bit, but hey, they ain't call it. They didn't call it. What can you do? But I will say this though. Uh, Now I know North Dakota State. That's like the Bama of the FSC. That's a good program. They done beat 6 out of the last 7 FBS schools that they've played. But at the same time, Colorado, the defense, which I waited to see. I wanted to wait to see them play a game first before I made this comment because, like I said, over the summer and everything, I've been hearing, oh, the offense improving, the offensive line improving. But I heard not one thing about the defense. I didn't see any big commits, no new transfers, high quality on the defensive side throughout the whole signing days and all that. I didn't see any of that. So that was my concern. And when they came out here and it looked like North Dakota State was just running through. Defense looked very small. It looked very small out there. And then if you're struggling like this with North Dakota State, they controlled they won the time of possession. They couldn't really get them off the field like that. Well, yeah, 36 minutes to 23. You gave up 449 yards for North Dakota State. That's alarming. Now, you can say what you want. Oh, North Dakota, that's a great program. That's a great program. Okay, I get that. But if you're trying to look like you're trying to make this major leap or whatever the case may be from Colorado's standpoint, this is not looking really good right now. Gave up about 300 yards passing. Cornerbacks plays not looking good, and that's crazy right there. Now, you got prime time and you got Warren Sapp. That was a specialty is defense. Defensive line looked very small. Now, don't get me wrong, Warren Sapp, he's not the defensive coordinator. He has a role, on the defense. But at the same time, it's like, man, it looked like they, didn't really recruit too heavily on the defensive end. Y'all got to get some bigger guys in there. Y'all in the Big 12 now. It's going to be crazy. And their schedule, it's not really no let up games. They got all the ranked teams in their division is on their schedule, starting us right now. And they got them projected at 5 wins. And, people saying that's hating. No, that's a pretty, because, last year, me and the boys on the show, we predicted they'd have about 4 wins. Oh, that's what we said. They'd have about 4 wins, and people thought we was hating. No, that program, you just can't come turn a program like that around like that. That's just not realistic. It don't happen that way. But and like I said, I did see Shador. He was doing kind of some of the same things. Now he had almost 500 yards passing, the touchdowns or whatever, but he needs to learn how to throw the ball away when the play's dead. Some plays, I feel you. I do like this too about him. He's not always just looking to tuck and run. He's looking to throw the ball down the field. That's what I like about Caleb Williams too. He scramble around, but he's a quarterback. He's looking to go down the field. He'll run if he has to, just like Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes will run if he have to, but he'll scramble around until he can get his receiver open and he's gonna strike you. But I just think he needs to learn when the play is actually dead. Taking unnecessary sacks. Well, he only got sacked one time last night, but last year he had a propensity to take a lot of sacks that he didn't need to. But you know what I mean. But other than that, well, they can't get bigger over a week. But the defense, that's my only concern, is that they're very small. Now they're playing hard, but it's just a simple fact that when they get up to, ooh, man, Prime, and he was upset too, because he was looking out there. He was like, "Look, I'm mad because we didn't dominate like we thought we were supposed to, and maybe you don't have the talent to do that, but that remains to be seen." I do hope they do good. Like I said, I'm rooting for them. But man, it's running game was not there. Like I said, the blocking, and they said it's a whole new starting five lineup for offensive line, but that's cool. But the protection wasn't there. And then again, this is North Dakota State. What happens when you go to the conference play? Anything else? It's not looking too good as of right now. But what y'all think about Colorado? Was it a good performance to y'all, or do y'all think they snuck by, or you think they could have lost this game? I think they could have actually lost. And even on the last play, that was not disciplined play. What are you doing? Knock the ball down on the Hail Mary. Quit trying to, what you need to hit that interception for. It's not going to change no outcome of the game. You end up letting them catch the ball. Now, what if something crazy would have happened? Got some pitches going or whatever, because you've seen that interception that Shador threw off the dude calf. That was a miscommunication from whatever his receiver and what he was supposed to run. They were not nowhere in the same location. Do a crazy bounce off the dude calf for an interception. Now, mind you, I think that would have happened if they would have just went down and scored like that. I think the outcome maybe would have been different. But I think that took the win out their sails a little bit and gave North Dakota a little bit more momentum. But shouts out to North Dakota State. They ain't scared of nobody. You know what I mean? They're gonna line it up. They absolutely gonna line it up. And I respect the hell out of that. Respect for sure. Like I said, some people had them to be upset. Listen, they definitely would have, should have, could have lost that game. It took everything they had. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Dustin. I agree with you for sure, man. They could have lost that. They could have. And like I said, that North Dakota State, that's like the Bama of the FCS. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's a great program. They had a little misstep last year. That's why they had to do a little coaching change. But yeah, so you go to North Dakota State. If you don't win the championship, they consider that season is a flop, a failure. They got like nine championships. That's a hell of a program. That's how Trey Lance got into the league. Carson Wentz. But we ain't gonna talk about Trey Lance, man. His brother was out there on North Dakota State last night, so it is what it is. They're gonna keep it. Ryan Shotgun, I agree with you. All right. But look, let me see who they got up next week. Let me check real quick because man, it's gonna get real. It can get real ugly. It could get real ugly. Oh yeah. So that's next week. They got a rivalry game, Nebraska, in Colorado State, another rivalry game. Then they go to Baylor. Baylor then got better. Baylor said they then came out and said, look, they got the T-shirts on. Look, we paying players now. We paying players. They just put it out on Front Street. Come to Baylor, you're getting paid. And I feel them on that because it's basically what it turned into. Then they got Baylor, then they got UCF, then they got Kansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Man, this schedule is grueling right here. And to be realistic, this might be another 4 or 5 win season right here. Especially, I'm telling you, especially the way they looked against them. The defense doesn't look like they're going to be able to stop anybody, especially these power run teams. Now, people are already, picking Nebraska to upset them next week, too. Because, they got that freshman QB out there. He said, get ready. He said, Nebraska ain't going to be like it was. He's going to bring it back to the prominence. But we'll see. And then this, too. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Say, for instance, this season goes really bad again. They're going to try to, so they brought in over 40 new players this year. Mine last year, they, scrapped the whole team. Now this year they brought in 40, I think it said 45 new players. They have a bad season again. So are they going to just repeat this cycle? Oh, you can't just make the whole new team every year. That don't work like that. Maybe it could work in the pros because guys are professional. But these are young men out here. You just can't keep changing up the whole everything each year. Now, will he stay after Shador and Shiloh and Trafford is gone? I don't know. That remains to be seen. People, asking him about the USC job. I don't know. Now I think if he does win at that place, he will want to stay there. But I think ultimately he need to go ahead and bring it on home and coach Florida State. Oh boy, over there, they gave him all that money for what? For what? Prime could do that, and I'm pretty sure he can get that talent. And then a lot of times, the players just don't want to go to Colorado. They don't want to be in Colorado. See, that's what I'm saying. It don't look like he gonna be there after the kids is gone. After his boys is gone and Travis, because they all three gonna be gone in this draft. So I don't know, Colorado. Y'all might be got a lame duck coach right now. You just don't even know it. But yeah, I hope they do better. They didn't have now one thing I did like, they didn't have a lot of penalties, especially for it to be like I said, a new team like that. Over 40 plus transfers. This is a sports show, Cruise fam. We don't do any of that here. But appreciate the hate. But yeah, so Colorado, yeah, they got Nebraska next week. Woo, I don't know, man. Because as soon as they lose, the networks is gonna turn on them again, just like they did last year. Because you seen at the beginning of last year, everybody was fighting for the rights. Now, at the end of the year, I seen Colorado, they was on True TV. I'm like, yeah, they just turned their back, especially after that, what was that, Stanford loss? And let that one guy have like 400 yards. We don't know. But yeah, all right, for sure, Cruz. I was like, yeah, man, it ain't for that, dog. Yeah, appreciate you tapping in with me though. And then next up for the pros, you know, 49ers gave Brandon Aiyuk 4 years, 120 million. Okay. And do y'all think he was worth that? The 120? Now they got him paying. Now he's tied with Tyreek Hill as the fifth highest paid receiver in the league. You know, they got Justin Jefferson, uh, CeeDee Lamb, then AJ Brown. I'm around St. Brown, then Tyreek and him. I mean, to me, well, I'm not gonna ever say overpaid because by all means, NFL players, NBA, whatever sport you're playing in, get all the money that you possibly can. They have it. Never take a hometown discount or whatever team friendly deals. No, they have the money. Stand your ground, stand on your business, get your paper because they have it. You got a way. They got a way. Especially, especially basketball, NFL. They got the Celtics. They paying two people. They got no three players on their team. They paying about over $700 million. Tatum and Brown, they making over 300 million, and then they paid Derek White. They got the money, man. So don't ever take that. Don't ever take that discount. Please don't, because they got it. Just keep asking. Just keep holding out. But now y'all got to get Trent Williams his deal. The only thing now though is crazy about the negotiations. Now I used to feel them when they got 1 year left. They don't want to go into their last year as a lame year. Okay, I want to be signed by the end of this season. I'm not. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go into free agency after the season is over. I get that because you want your stability. You got to move around. Say you get traded. You got a whole family, your kids, or your family, or whatever, wife, your husband, or whatever you got going. You got to get them out of school, uproot everybody, go to another city, and then sometimes that's how the families get split up because they be like, oh, I done invested in too much time and money here, so we're just gonna keep this as our home base, and you go to your next team. You can live out a suitcase. You fly home every week after the game, you know. But we'll get it. Brandon Aiyuk, I do think he is a hell of a receiver. Do I think he's up there with Tyreek and them? No, not yet. Maybe not as of yet. But hey, you're worth what you negotiate. So you can't never say. That's why I said you can't never say nobody's overpaid because you're worth what you can negotiate, and I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I mean? Closed mouths don't get fed. Steph Curry. Speaking of extensions, Steph Curry got that 1 year extension, 62.6. Now, if if you was Klay Thompson, would you be mad? Like he was like, look, I asked for 3 years for 60. And y'all told me no, that was too much. They couldn't do it. But you just gave him a year for 62. That was more than my whole contract that I wanted. And I brought you 4 rings. And then I would say, like, look, Clay, we didn't want to give it to you because we were saving it for Steph. That's cold. That's cold. Yeah, look like Clay. We see why you couldn't get that. If Colorado administration is smart, they'll soak up all the excitement, ticket, and merch sales. But yeah, you're right about that. You're right. Soak it all up, milk the cow, as they say, because you better hit all them udders because once it's gone. And y'all gonna be back to an irrelevant program. Because it's gonna be hard pressed for Dion to stay there, especially if, like I said, if they don't even make a bowl game this year. So let's not even talk about winning the conference or none of that. Let's put a realistic goal out there. Could you make a bowl game? Now, last year the record was bad, but a lot of those games, I think it was about 5 games they lost on one possession games. So that easily could have been a different outlook, but like I said, it's not way the coin flip. I don't think it's gonna be hard for him to stay there, man. Especially if they don't get another bowl game. Then you're gonna start hearing all these rumblings. Probably gonna be some leak reports coming out or whatever. But back to what I was saying about Brandon Aiyuk. This came out too. This is what Adam Schefter said about him signing the deal. He's like, look, he signed the deal, but it was the same deal that had been on the table. So he didn't move the needle at all or anything like that. Um, so this is what they presented him with. That's why John Lynch looked like he was getting upset the other day. He was like, "Look, at some point, man, you just got to play. I don't know what you're doing. What you this looks nasty. You want to be here? Why wouldn't you want to be here? That's a good ass organization. They treat you good. You get the ball. I ain't never hear you having to complain about getting the ball. You're featured in the offense. You compete for a championship. And then, like I said the other day, maybe he's not playing to win a championship. Some players aren't. Some people actually treat this like an occupation, which it is, but you can win at the end of the day. But it is still an occupation, and a lot of players just treat it just as such. And I don't fault them for that because they look, these owners don't really care about me like that on a real personal level. They don't care like that. They care what I can do for them or how much money I can make for them. Can I help the team win? Can I help drive ticket sales revenue? That's what they look at me as. So it's difficult. I know it's hard too, especially with head coaches because the head coach is not in the middle of that. That's between the players and the GM. So I know the coach is like, look, man, I ain't got nothing. I want you on the team, dog. So we'll see. But I'm so glad we got college football all weekend, next weekend, NFL all weekend. Man, I love this time of year. And college football. Shout out to y'all with this scheduling. These first weeks is gonna be crazy. Oh man, the LSU, USC, Clemson, Georgia. Oh man. And one more thing before I forget. Shout out to my Hogs, Arkansas. Man, first team in SEC for about 20 years, scored 10 straight touchdowns, 70-0. We had to beat up on little bro, Arkansas Pine Bluff. Appreciate you, little in-state violence. We still got love for you, but the big Hogs had to eat. Taylor Green, whoo! Oh man, that boy is nasty. But I know y'all know about him on NCAA football. Dude is a beast. Got wheels. Bobby Petrino got that offense back clicking. Woo wee, so we. You know what I'm saying? Go Hogs, baby. But that's it for this morning. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. It's your boy Champ. It's the Nation of Conversation. And remember, when you see that B, you know it's we. And we out.